Students are our future. The reality is we can no longer balance budgets on the backs of kids. We have to make the investment today.
As we come in the air, leaders at Hartford Public Schools are making tough choices as they face a multi-million-dollar deficit. We'll take a look at some of the options on the table to close the budget gap coming up in a few minutes. Well, it is Wednesday, April 22nd. Good morning and thanks for joining us here on Fox 61. I'm Bridget Bureau. It's Earth Day and we're off to a bit of a rainy start. The good news, though, is it's noticeably warmer out there compared to yesterday. Rachel, we'll take it.
Oh, absolutely. I think we'll take the good with the bad. We have rain now, but it won't last us too long. Temperatures out the door, though, are warmer than this time yesterday, and we'll take a look at that in just a moment. On our satellite and radar picture now, the rain has filled in an eastern side of the state, dealing with some lighter stuff this morning, some more moderate rain falling towards New Haven and Hamden and Wallingford, Bethany now, as well as in Naugatuck. And then there is reports of a little bit of mixing in some of our higher elevations right now. Radar indicated, but not overly concerned with that. Numbers are just too warm for any impacts there. In terms of where we go from here, we should see the rain begin to taper by the late morning and early afternoon. So it doesn't last the whole day, but the second half of the day is going to be overcast. And with that, despite our numbers getting up to around 50 degrees, we're going to have a little bit of wind to deal with too. And so that is going to make things feel much colder outside. So out the door for the kids that are going to the bus stop this morning, we're in the 40s. Grab the umbrella. You'll need the rain jacket for later on, or rather just a lighter jacket too. We are looking at numbers that warmer than this time yesterday, anywhere from 9 to about 17 degrees warmer. So we're sitting in the upper 30s and lower 40s. Numbers go all the way up into the upper 40s near 50 degrees under an overcast sky at 45 in Groton, Ledyard at 45 as well. So it is going to be a chilly day with winds that begin to pick up. It is warmer for our Thursday, seasonal as we head through the rest of our work week and into this upcoming weekend. We'll have more details on that coming up in just a little bit. Here at 6:02, we are following this crash over 91 in the Meriden area. Let's check back in to see if the lane is still blocked off this morning, and it looks like it is there. So you will need to just kind of navigate around it. Not a large portion of that stretch being blocked off now. You can see crews are still on scene this morning, though. West Haven now on 95 looks all right with light volume there in your drive through the Capitol. We do have our volume up here as you're traveling through the capital city this morning. Waterbury into Hartford 28, Hartford to Waterbury though 29. Over to you.
Hartford Public Schools is racing to close a massive $74 million budget gap, and time is running out. City and education leaders met again last night, laying out tough choices and new ideas to balance the books. Fox 61's Glenn Kittle is live in Hartford this morning with more on what's on the table. And Glenn, making cuts is never easy, but this really comes down to staying functional as a school district.
Good morning, Bridget. That's right. And parents and students made their voices heard last night, discussing their displeasure with these budget cut situations that Hartford Public Schools is going through. However, last night officials have said that they have identified special education tuition as well as door-to-door transportation for students that don't even go to Hartford Public Schools as two of the biggest things that are driving this deficit. Also last night, public school officials said that at the moment the district has been doing everything they can to get this deficit under control, going as far as to decrease staff to match enrollment decline and also trying to cut anything funded with one-time grants. Parents and students at that meeting expressed their displeasure for the cuts that were made to Hartford Public Schools, some saying they feel like the students are being robbed. Now, meanwhile, Hartford Public School Superintendent Andre Townsell says it's not possible to cut anything else out of their budget without significantly impacting students and faculty.
Governor Lamont, we need $60 million, which is a fair ask from this board and this superintendent because they're fairly new. They did not create the problem, so they want to be a part of the solution. So we do need $60 million.
When we're saying we're cutting bone, that's exactly what we mean. What bone do we cut? The arm, the leg? What do we cut? Cannot cut bone. My prayer is that the political winds blow in the favor of Hartford Public Schools so we can sustain our future. True believer that our future is bright and our better days are in front of us.
Townsell goes on to say that he feels optimistic that he'll get some help. He's been working with city and state leaders to try and get some money to help out with this budget deficit. That's all despite Hartford Mayor Aruna Narayamplam saying that he's going to decline using Hartford's rainy day fund to help out with this deficit issue. Live in Hartford, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
Yeah, and this is the first year for that superintendent, so he came into the position at a really challenging time. We'll see what happens, Glenn. Appreciate it. Some major changes could be coming to Milford Public Schools. The Board of Education is considering merging 3 schools into one as buildings age and enrollment drops. The schools involved include Calf Pen and Meadowside Elementary Schools, as well as Harborside Middle School. Among the options discussed include closing the middle school or closing both elementary schools and moving students into other buildings. The city is also looking at updating or building new schools entirely, but officials say those projects could take decades to complete.
There's a number of things that are constraints, but also things we wanted to keep in mind as we are going through the implementation. First, we want to make sure every part of the district is seeing investment. So how do you balance investment from east, west, in the center of the city? To the extent feasible, we want to make sure we're avoiding having students move from a temporary location to a temporary location.
If approved, the consolidation would leave Milford with 6 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and 2 high schools. This week marked the final public comment period before the board is set to vote on the plan sometime next week. An age-old high school tradition is raising new safety concerns this morning. Across Connecticut, the game of senior assassin may feel like a rite of passage, but some say it's crossing the line without clear rules or safeguards. Fox 61's Erin Coogan is live this morning with why there are growing calls for more structure. Erin, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Well, Suffield High School here, just one of dozens of schools across the state where the warmer weather and end-of-year festivities typically brings on a game of senior assassin. And just like the name suggests, student participants use water guns to eliminate other student targets. And while all fun and games at its core, the reality is with heightened security concerns concerning schools around the country, let alone just throughout the state, local law enforcement urge extra caution when partaking in play. Here in Suffield, Police Captain Robert Palmer says common sense guidelines need to be followed and perpetuated by even witnesses of the game. He advises first and foremost avoiding any water squirters that resemble real firearm, instead opting for a brightly colored option. He also says don't ruin the fun for everyone. Trespassing and reckless driving in relation to the game could see it come to an early end. Parents we spoke to echoing those concerns, hoping for another safe and fun year where kids get to play and parents get some peace of mind.
Kids getting in cars, driving around, trying to catch other kids, and I always worried about that. If there's rules and guidelines and they abide by that, then it's fun.
Meanwhile, the games have already begun in some districts. Local police in Brookfield and Groton have already issued their warnings to both students and civilians. Guys.
Right, Erin, thanks for letting us know what that is. Some parents might not even know, so education is really paramount. Thank you. The Plaza Canton Village got new owners last year, and now it might be getting a new look. Fox 61's Tim Latow reports from Canton on a new proposal that involves demolition and years of construction.
Current plans call for at least 70 apartment units in the redesign of the parking lot. Business owners say it'll have a big impact, but it might not be a positive one for all of them.
I think the plaza definitely needs to be updated. It's old. I think bringing in new storefront would be good.
Benelli Eye Care office manager Kathy Pete sees opportunity in Canton Village. The plaza has a number of shuttered businesses and some buildings are spaced much further from others. The owner bought the plaza last year and unveiled a new proposal to the Town Planning and Zoning Commission. Chair Cross owns the home place and just moved her decor store in a year ago.
This plaza has been really run down for a while. I came in here hoping to help spruce it up, and that kind of happened. I didn't know it was happening when I did it, but I'm really kind of eager to see what they'll do.
The owner's plan includes at least 2 new buildings with apartments and stores on the ground floor. The parking lot would also receive a new layout so traffic doesn't get backed up. While Pete is excited for some changes, the optometrist office manager doesn't entirely see eye to eye with the project planners.
Apartments I am not for at all. I don't know that the schools could handle it. I worry about our sewage plant. It's already small, and we've had other apartment buildings being brought in.
The designs are just a proposal that have to be approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission. Cross is encouraging the changes as long as enough feedback is included.
It might be like an unpopular opinion, but I think it'll be good. I think that there will be, the right amount of involvement of people that are in the town.
Some businesses on the property will have to be demolished. Across the parking lot, Grand Bazaar co-owner Tamara Braz is worried that's what will happen to her antique store, which hasn't even opened yet.
We found out on Facebook. Like everything else, it was kind of not shocking, but a little disturbing because we are just opening.
The store's grand opening is still on schedule for Saturday. Braz signed the lease in January, but hasn't heard anything from the plaza owner about the development plans. We reached out to the owner, but didn't hear back. Braz just wants some answers after investing tens of thousands of dollars into her lifelong dream.
We just put a lot of money into this because we believe in Canton Village the way it is now. And we can't do this again.
And we reached out to town officials who declined our request for an interview. They say they want to learn more from the plaza owner at next month's Planning and Zoning Commission meeting before they speak with us. In Canton, Tim Lateau, Fox 61.
A man is in the hospital after Hartford police found him with a gunshot wound. It happened just before 10:30 last night on Sisson Avenue near the intersection of Farmington Avenue. You're taking a look at that area on the map on your screen here. We're told the man arrived at the hospital on his own and was alert and conscious. No word yet on any suspects or if this was a targeted attack. And coming up next on the Fox 61 Morning News at 6, we'll take a closer look at Connecticut's job market and what factors played a role in the numbers. Students in Meriden say they want to see more investment in their education, what they want the governors and lawmakers to do about it, and why they held a walkout yesterday. Details next.